situation where an internationally sponsored peace training event is taking place in Westmoreland. And someone, a youngster, can walk into that training session in the open view of everyone and kill another youngster. Isn't that an emergency?
We wholeheartedly agree with Prime Minister Andrew Holness. You too can help to cauterize crime by calling 311 or 876-837-8888. We all must play our part to create a gentler and safer Jamaica for all. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Welcome to Jamaica Magazine.
Encourage those around you who have not gotten their vaccine to get it. We all need to be protected for each of us to feel protected. It's a one for all for one type of scenario. Don't use the side effects to discourage others. Because I've had the vaccine myself. It is your body building the protection against the virus. And so interpret the side effects as a positive thing. Don't use the side effects to not take the second dose. To achieve the full protection, you need the second dose.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, November 29, 2021. Travel restrictions are now in place for persons coming in from a number of African countries following the emergence of a new COVID-19 variant of concern, initially identified as B11529. The affected countries are Botswana, Eswatini, formerly Swaziland, Lesotho, Malawi, Mozambique, Namibia, South Africa, and Zimbabwe. All persons who are not citizens or permanent residents of Jamaica and who have visited these countries within the last 14 days will not be allowed entry onto the island. Jamaican citizens and permanent residents who have visited the countries within the last 14 days will be allowed entry. However, they will be subject to mandatory state-supervised quarantine for no less than 14 days. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, it is not yet clear whether the new variant Omicron is more transmissible or causes more severe disease compared to infections with other variants. Of concern is that preliminary evidence suggests that there may be increased risk of reinfection with Omicron as compared to other variants. The WHO says it is working with technical partners to understand the potential impact of this variant on existing vaccines, as well as the treatments currently being used for managing patients with severe COVID-19. Persons are reminded that the most effective steps they can take to reduce the spread of COVID-19 is to keep a physical distance of at least 1 meter from others, wear a well-fitting mask, open windows to improve ventilation, avoid poorly ventilated or crowded spaces, keep hands clean, cough or sneeze into a bent elbow or tissue, and get vaccinated. In other health news, Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton signed a contract last Thursday for the installation of perimeter fencing at the Lionel Town Hospital in Clarendon. The contract is valued at approximately $38.9 million, and the work will be done by civil engineering firm Costley's Construction. Fencing the compound is one of 3 upgrading projects being undertaken at health facilities in the Southern Regional Health Authority at a total cost of $189.4 million. A $38 million project to re-roof the Mandeville Regional Hospital is almost complete. And renovation work at Chapelton Hospital is about to enter Phase 2. A private resident donated $1 million to undertake Phase 1, and Dr. Tufton says government has now awarded a contract valued at $112 million for the second phase. There was a 6.5% increase in domestic crop production for the July to September quarter of 2021. Minister with responsibility for agriculture and fisheries, Audley Shaw, made the announcement recently, adding that chicken meat production also went up by 20.4% and eggs by 2.8%.
This is a testament to the continued resilience and commitment of our farmers to the sector, thus ensuring that we have food on our tables. The ministry remains committed to building the resilience of the sector through support to our farmers in their bid to increase production.
Minister Shaw was addressing an Eat Jamaican Day event on Thursday. He says government remains committed to putting idle, arable agricultural lands into the hands of farmers, including more young people.
We have made 20% of these lands accessible to our young people on preferential terms to pursue their agricultural dreams. To date, we have identified 50 youth who will be leased approximately 372 hectares of land within our agri-parks and production zones, with the first 10 slated to start operating in December.
The Ministry of Transport and Mining says United Company, UC Rusal, has commenced settling its bauxite production levy debt to the Jamaican government. According to a statement from the ministry, UC Rusal paid approximately $13.7 million to the government on November 17. This represents 40% of the bauxite levy owed to the government between April 2018 and September 2021. It also includes the first payment of the remaining 60% of the debt. Both parties have agreed the remainder will be paid in equal monthly installments over a period of 30 months, commencing in November 2021. UC Rusal is also required to remain current with its regular bauxite levy payments. And finally, Special Projects Manager at the Jamaica Information Service, JIS, Andreen Davidson, is the 2021-2022 Civil Servant of the Year in the Management category. She's one of 3 Civil Servants of the Year recognized in a ceremony on Friday. The others are Clayton McCullough, a driver at the Ministry of Health who topped the field in the technical support category, and Acting Manager of Information Systems at the Administrator General's Department, Ronald Frew, who won the middle management category. Each awardee was given a cash prize of $200,000 along with $150,000 for a joint community project, courtesy of First Heritage Cooperative Credit Union. Public Relations Officer at the JIS, Judith Hunter, was shortlisted in the middle management category. Mrs. Davidson, who gave the vote of thanks on behalf of the awardees, says the occasion represented the hard work and dedication of public servants across the sector.
It is true because we work honestly. Yes, we work honestly and with integrity. And we are here. We're confident that we represent the vast majority of the public service of Jamaica who work hard with dignity and with pride, and yes, I reiterate, with integrity.
The Civil Servant of the Year award, which started in 2004, provides a platform to recognize civil servants for their long and dedicated service to the public sector. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
In terms of making shopping safe, shop online, and when shopping in stores, stay 6 feet apart from others and make sure you're wearing your mask. And make sure you check yourself for symptoms before leaving home. So if you're ill, please stay home and don't go out shopping at this point in time. For persons who we know are more vulnerable and at high risk, shop early or ask someone to pick up items for you in the store. Use curbside pickup and delivery options if that is available and feasible for you. For our businesses, we know you expect increased pedestrian traffic. Make sure your hand sanitization station is accessible, easily accessible, especially immediately on entry to your business. Make sure you're enforcing physical distancing, not only within the business space itself, but outside. Offer online and telephone services as much as possible for as many services as possible within your business. Offer delivery services if that is an option. Have options for short interactions to be expedited, and make sure you have reminders of the infection prevention and control measures within your business so that you can remind your clients of what is expected.
Government is committed to providing safe, affordable and climate-resilient housing solutions. The latest drive is the unveiling of the winners of the low-cost housing design competition. Those designs will be incorporated into the National Social Housing Program to eliminate housing poverty. Get more details about this initiative next.
The house what I was living in, it was horrible. And I get a nice 3-bedroom, living hall, kitchen and bathroom. I want to say thank you so much. This coming from my heart.
Since 2019, the National Social Housing Program has been delivering solutions to eliminate housing poverty on the island. Already, 36 units have been delivered. And recently, government opened a low-cost housing design competition to place roofs over the heads of even more Jamaicans.
I'm very interested in seeing what the solutions that you bring to the table are, because we are going to take them and put them into practice. The transformation of Jamaica starts now.
Through the competition, launched in May, the state will access creative, original, resilient, low-cost housing designs. It's anticipated that this will accelerate home ownership under the National Social Housing Program, NSHP.
What we want to get from the competition is a design unit that uses materials that are easily available, cost-effective materials, but materials that are also durable, that are suited for our environment, and materials that are easy to use in the construction process.
Between May and August, 305 architects, urban planners and developers at home and in the diaspora registered for the competition. Submissions were done individually or in teams with a maximum of 5 persons. Selected designs were low-cost, original, climate-smart, disabled-enabled, and able to be configured for the Jamaican terrain. Prize money of between $250,000 and $1 million has been set aside for the top 3 entrants.
Whatever solutions that come up, even those solutions that don't win, the government would take that application, put it through our bureaucracy, and then have it implemented.
The designs will be used as a model for the National Social Housing Program NSHP, a component of the Housing, Opportunity, Production and Employment Hope Program. The NSHP was developed in 2018 to improve the housing conditions of the country's poor and indigent. The objective is achieved through 3 modalities.
The first is the provision of indigent housing. The benefits will be equitably distributed across 63 constituencies, with each constituency receiving 5 units per annum. Then there is the relocation of vulnerable communities. Persons whose lives are in imminent danger will be given priority attention. And then the third modality is the upgrading of tenements, or as we call them, big yards. One such project will be undertaken in each constituency where we can identify tenement yards.
The Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation has oversight for the NSHP, which is administered by a secretariat headed by National Director Danville Walker. The NHSP delivered its first house in 2019, and since then, 36 additional homes have been supplied at a combined cost of $376 million.
I just asked me about to give up in and say, no, to this again, we have fight with something we sell. Just approach we said time. So, so we're glad we can explain to them.
And I know that you will impact a lot of persons, just as though you impact me, my life, my children, my family. I could never have done this on my own. So, I'm so grateful.
This is not and will not be taken for granted, but we will, of course, sleep like kings and queens tonight. Of course, so we are grateful.
What's more, 28 units are currently under construction and another 29 are to commence shortly. 45 projects are at various stages of procurement, with 7 to go to tender shortly. And recently, a memorandum of understanding was signed for the construction of the Victoria Palms housing development. Through the project, 200 residents of Denham Town in Kingston will be relocated to more secure accommodations.
We believe that good housing, good shelter is a right, and we are going to do everything in our powers to ensure that you can benefit from one of these shelter solutions. Even if you're poor and indigent, it shouldn't be that you live in a little tattoo where if the slightest breeze blow it could collapse, or if there's a sprinkle of rain, you get wet. That is a commitment that this government has to our people, that all Jamaicans, regardless of your social standard, your social circumstances, there should be a minimum level of shelter, housing that you are entitled to as a citizen of this country. I can't tell you that overnight we are going to transform all the dilapidated, poor housing conditions like this to this. I couldn't promise you that. But what I can commit to you is that I am going to try my hardest to move from this to this.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash no paper, no dash no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep
eat.
the island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
As we close out Youth Month this November, we highlight the Prime Minister's flagship program geared at increasing the number of young people taking up space and engendering change in government.
Jamaica will be at its best when its most talented graduates see a career in public service as among their highest possible ambitions.
And so the Jamaica House Fellowship Program was born. The aim, to expose young Jamaicans to public administration with the hope that they'll make public service their preferred career path. And from all indications, the strategy has been working.
So I am Lavoy Cruikshank. I'm a senior credit analyst here at the National Export-Import Bank of Jamaica, the Exit Bank.
I am Karel Samuda, and I am a special advisor at the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service.
Aubrey Stewart, Data and Research Specialist for the Ministry of National Security.
In 2016, Prime Minister Andrew Holness set out to transform the public sector. One of the avenues was the establishment of a program, the Jamaica House Fellowship, that targets bright young persons and shapes them into becoming efficient and effective leaders. This would be achieved through their participation in governance and policy decision-making processes. These young persons would work on, support, and implement high-priority initiatives and objectives.
The successful candidates enjoy the unique experience of interacting with members of the cabinet and senior officials in the Office of the Prime Minister and other ministries, departments, and agencies.
Each Jamaica House Fellow would receive a 2-year full-time paid internship and get support from technocrats and policymakers within the public sector.
What we are interested in is creating entrepreneurs. We want you to come into the organization, understand the rules, respect the history and tradition, but at the same time, figure out how we can look towards improving those rules, re-engineering those processes to become more efficient.
In 2017, 8 talented young Jamaicans were selected to be a part of the program. They met regularly to create reports, which were later reviewed and submitted. Some of these reports are now being actioned within their respective ministries.
The first one is the Marcus Garvey Public Sector Graduate Scholarship Program that I started while I was a fellow and then continued when I transitioned from the fellowship to my current role. I was there from the conceptual stage until the launch, so I was really excited about that. You will have heard the Minister of Finance speak of the Fiscal Council, the eventual establishment of the Fiscal Council, and I was heavily involved in the development of that, so I'm really excited. And then on another front, I've been working with colleagues here at the Ministry of Finance on our disaster risk financing policy and also our role on the international stage through the Coalition of Finance Ministers for Climate Action.
I was one of the fellows who was appointed to the National Identification System project. I was appointed initially to the Economic Growth Council, and I've worked on key government policies, whether it's from the NHT, whether it's from the whole program as well, and whether it's even assisting with speech development. So it was pretty flexible, and it brought me here to the ministry, which I've worked on quite a number of social intervention strategies and policies. So yeah, it's been exciting.
Working with the EDI project, youth empowerment in the digital animation industries, a World Bank funded project which allowed creatives the opportunity to explore themselves and to get the funding to explore themselves. I worked in finance in that program, moving it from the state where it was to the amazing project that it is now. But my work here, I was assigned to the Exim Bank in July 2018 in strategic planning and research, which allowed me to support the management and the managing director here at Exim in the formulation of strategy to allow small businesses access to finance. That has been my favorite project so far.
The program followed up with its second cohort in 2020. This time around, 7 persons were selected.
The resumes, the CVs that I've seen are quite impressive. And I'm hopeful that some of you will decide from early to make the career path that of the public service.
It was a very tedious process from application to being successfully selected. So if it is that you want to apply to become a Jamaica House Fellow, be prepared to go through that rigorous process of selection and to just give your best.
Application forms are downloaded from and filled out on the program's website. Once submitted, applications undergo a 3-tier selection process. Under Level 1, the candidate's qualification is reviewed.
So you required an undergraduate degree, minimum of 1 year experience. You had to show that you carried out community work, community service, and you had to upload 2 essays as well, right? We also required the names of 3 referees.
At Level 2, a deeper analysis of the candidate's qualification is conducted. This includes a look at work experience and the level of responsibility of each applicant. There is also the processing of leadership, problem-solving and analytical skills, major accomplishments, and impact made on the community. From that process, the most qualified candidates are shortlisted. And at Level 3, applicants go through an interview process and are required to respond to a case study.
You will get first-hand exposure to policy development. You will get first-hand exposure to policy implementation and project implementation. You will get to understand, the demands that are placed on government. And I hope that will now stimulate thoughts in your minds as to how this can be improved.
Among other things, deliver the following: prepare policy briefs, technical reports, assist with drafting submissions, concept papers, frameworks and systems for comprehensive and integrated implementation of national plans and priorities, carry out general research, qualitative and quantitative. You are also required to participate in any training sessions, seminars, very importantly, think tank sessions.
I'm excited to get my foot into a lot of different projects that I can give my unique perspective as an economist.
I am currently pursuing a master's in public policy and management. So this is all about the application of the theories that I learned.
This would give me the chance to develop my leadership skills and actually apply what I have been learning in the International Youth Fellowship to national development.
I hope to actually, through this program, at least start conversations around creating a more meaningful and a more engaging environment and an enabling environment for the citizens of Jamaica at large.
I hope to give my knowledge base and expertise, my passion, my thirst for service, as well as as my thirst for knowledge and my team working sensibilities.
We often think leadership is leading from the front, but it is servant leadership that I like to ascribe to, and that is leading through service. And so I want to be able to lead my country, contribute to nation building, but through a service, from a service platform.
It truly is a program that offers prestige. It's an honor and a privilege for me to have been selected from 87 applicants.
Come in, learn as much as you can learn, and the most important thing is for you to display the correct attitude. No matter what you have come with, there's always something more for you to learn.
We all created businesses together, so it has benefited not only me, but the entire group. So trust me, the fellowship has been a total success.
They say that experience is the teacher of all wisdom, and I believe the exposure and the experience you get from the fellowship will impact your life beyond what you would imagine.
When you're given opportunities that may not seem like an immediate fit, sort of still tackle that challenge because they learn so much during that process.
Hi everybody, my name is Jerome Smith and I'm the Principal Director of Forest Operations here at the Forestry Department. Just as encouraging everybody to come on board the National Tree Planting Initiative, particularly the My Tree Legacy promotions, where we get persons to go back to their alma mater, encourage persons to plant trees so we can learn about the importance of trees, not just for individuals, but for Jamaicans and the world on a whole. Thank you for your support.
Register your alma mater for the Forestry Department's My Tree Legacy promotion and let us highlight your contribution by submitting videos and pictures of you planting trees. Every tree counts. Plant a tree today and keep climate change away.
That's all the time we have here on this station. Keep the lines of communication open. Email us, Jamaica Magazine@jis.gov.jm. Join us on all the major social media platforms. Visit our website and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Catch up with us while on the go by downloading our mobile app. We are here for you. On behalf of the entire team at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thank you so much for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.